Hello everyone, can you hear me? Can you please write a message if you can hear me so we can start our pre-market show? Hi Andre, hi Mauritius, hi Jack. All right, so that's nice. So you guys can hear me. How was your yesterday? I had morning. I had a good morning, but then I got some time, so I logged in the afternoon as well, and I had two trades. One is an IPO and one is CAN, and I had a great day yesterday. How about you guys? How was your day? I would really appreciate if you guys give me thumbs up as well, so more people know. Oh, Andre, quite bad. So did you trade after that as well? 5 hour? Oh, so what are you guys traded yesterday? Because I found in the morning it was choppy, but then there are certain stocks are giving a good moves, just like a blue, FSR, can. These are the ones who are giving a really nice move. But I agree that there was a choppy in the morning. Oh, yeah. That's like a tough day for you guys. Okay, so hopefully we will cover up today. Hopefully I will help you. I can help in any way to you, um, because uh, this is the purpose of the show, right? To help you guys. All right. So let's start with that. Let's start today without taking more time here. So, so based on SPY yesterday, you know, as we were, if you look at the couple of days together, you will see here that now SPY is no more in the downtrending. It has recovered all the way and is again get back to the high of the previous in the February mid February high. So which is very interesting. Now it is highly likely that it may continue and break the new high, or it is also possible that it may just reject, and we see this, you see this February 25th bar. It's highly likely that we will see this kind of a bar as well, uh, because that's also happened here as well, that it tried to went up and then strongly rejected and came down, and then tried to went back up, rejected, came down. Now it's going back up again, but who knows, it likely that it may just reject it. Now if you look at the intraday, we see some of the symbols, some of the symptoms here that it couldn't make the new high, right? So the top of the yesterday, uh, let's mark this. I think this is going to be a crucial level now for us, if we really wanted to see that where market is going to do. And second level would be this, right? After market, and so clearly we can see that right now market has no direction, but market is not in the mood to make a new high, because after market hours, and not even after market hour, even from the 2 o'clock, it is on the downtrend. And now what it does, maybe a bit, come down and then bounce back up again. Oh, sorry, I missed that. Oh, yeah, yeah, sorry. I think that was a yesterday, and then now it gapped up. Sorry, I think my analysis, I just missed that day. Sorry. Okay, so I think that is not correct what I said here. So afternoon it trended down, but then to this morning it gapped up. But if we see the today intraday, it is not making any significant direction. In fact, only first 1 hour it was gapped up from 4 to 5 o'clock, and then it's just wave rejected, came down, tried one more time, reject. So I think this is the level we should market for the SPY to see what he's going to do. And this is a support. If we lose this support, and then the next support is on the 391, and if it break this as well, it's most likely is going to cover all the gap. Let's look at the QQQ. Yeah, I think QQQ looks similar too, but the only difference is the QQQ peak was around 10 o'clock, and after that it was just chopping around in the low of the uh, pre-market. Uh, and if you see this, it dropped again on that level. This is just like a market maker transactions. So, but it seems more resilient at this point than the SPY. SPY, we just saw the SPY. The SPY was losing it, but QQQ is not losing this support of a 315. But on the daily, for clearly that QQ is much more weaker than the SPY. That's for sure, right? That's we can see that. All right, so let's start analyzing the stocks now, and I would really appreciate if you guys give thumbs up. I only see two thumbs up so far. I really need your help as well. I wanted to know that I'm not getting that much views on my videos. Is there anything I can improve on the videos which make my videos more attractive? So I wanted to hear from you. And meantime, I would really appreciate if you give me a thumbs up as well. Feel free to write the comments here that if you feel that I need to improve videos in a certain way to get the traction, because right now when I look at the analytics results of my videos, I'm not getting that much attraction. So I just wanted to pick your brain and wanted to understand, is there any way I can improve? Yeah, feel free to write in the comments. I will move forward in analyzing the stocks, and I would really appreciate if you guys give thumbs up. All right. So given the market is the green, uh, QQQ is almost 1.76%, and 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 the SPY is only 0.42%. So let's look at the first gapped up stocks. So I have a big long list of the gap up stocks. So okay, let's look at one by one. Uh, First is we have a Futo, Billy. I don't want to do that. Let's start with someone which are new. I also see Kane with 7% up, XPAV, Neo. It seems like is all the stocks which are usually active are the ones who are active now. So, one thing I realize that if some stocks, which are reoccurring every time, uh, doesn't really, sometimes, when the some stocks are reoccurring every time, it doesn't give you a very good entry. And it just sometimes, for me especially, it seems to me that it's just mess up my psychology. So what I really like to do, that I always try to find the new stocks which are in play, so you do not have that feeling that you know this stock and you can trade well. Because if you have a positive experience with that stock in the past, it just, you're gonna start feeling, oh, that you can nail again and again, right? I think that is not a nice feeling. It just gives you an emotional state. So what I usually prefer, I prefer the stocks which are new, and that's where we do not have a repetitive stocks again and again we trade on the same way. So now, if I look at the gap up, I found the one stock which is VIR, and the VIR is basically a gapping up, but I think it's not tradable in on my platform for me. So next one is an FCEL. So FCEL looks good to me. Let's analyze that and do some level. It's clearly gapped up, and then after 7 o'clock is trending up. So let's analyze it. Let me remove all the levels here so we can have it cleaner. So f- if you look at the daily, we have a resistance at the 1990, which was the previous resistance uh, almost a week ago. And there's exactly the resistance on the 2 days as well. So 19 is a good resistance point. And then we can see here that this point, which is the 15, but 15 is too far. But if we go to the body, the 1650, it seems to me that 1650 could be a good support. 1650 is going to be a good support here. So now in terms of the intraday chart, if you see here, this is the topping tail, and this topping tail matched with this topping tail. I think this would, I would advise you always try to see and try to catch those topping tails, because these topping tails sometimes provide a very strong support and resistance. So see here how many topping tail are touching at exactly this point. So 1726 is a very good support. So now if we wanted to play gap and go on this stock, we can play, but we wanted to see that it hold the 17 level. 17, it would be ideal if it's hold the 1725, never go below that, or maybe just hold the 17, which is almost the 50 moving average, and also the support, the major resistance before until 6 o'clock, and now it's going to be major support. So here, see, this support is already tested one last time as well. So I feel that this is really nice. You can easily get 87 80 cents 90 cents move on this, but we want to see this to gap and go strategy to pull back a little bit, and then we can play. I think that could be the interesting way of playing it. So I mark those levels. uh, I mark one more level, which is a top of the yesterday, which is a 1789, because this stock is still gapping up, but still underneath of the yesterday high. So we'll see. Okay. All right. So next stock, what I have, guys, come on, don't please give me thumbs up. I see more than 8 peoples are online, but I only three thumbs up. So we really appreciate if you give me thumbs up. And feel free to write the questions as we analyze. So we just analyze the FCEL. If you have any question on the FCEL, please feel free to write the question. I'm moving to the next stock. So next stock is JD. I think JD is going to be interesting. Let's look at the JD because after so long, JD was inactive. So yeah. So see here, when did it touch the 100? Okay, so it touched the 100 in the pre-market. Interesting. So it touched the pre-market 100 pre-market, strongly rejected, came down, found the support at the 94. We can mark this support. This is very good support here. Very good support at the 94. And now let's see what it does. It's consolidate and move back up. I think that is going to be an interesting multi-point moves because the way it has touched the pre-market 100. And since it has already touched 100 before, and if we go over 100 this time, we might see an full day trend on this. But it has to get some volume and also to stay over 100. Right now, it is under the VWAP, so it's not the promising sign, but sometimes stocks started moving after 9 o'clock. So we need to keep an eye, right? And it highly likely that it seems to me that there would volume comes in, and if it stay over this level, then it's gonna be a very interesting gap and go play for us. And we can mark the some intraday levels here. 92 is the low range and the channel is again 97, so be very careful because it may be volatile today because it has a big range in the pre-market. So pre-market range is almost, if you see here, is almost $8 range, which is a very big range for the JD and for the pre-market. So we need to see, be very careful while we trading it. Do not trade without any appropriate stop loss. You should have an appropriate stop loss, and appropriate stop loss would be either the formation or the VWAP. That could be an appropriate stop losses. So do not go without the proper stop losses because otherwise you might have a big loser if it's get volatile and start moving in the haywire direction. So next one is SKLZ. I don't know that it is tradable under my platform or not. Yeah, it is tradable SKLZ. So that is also gapping up by 5%. So that's nice. If you look at it, the daily is not really impressive. Daily is not impressive because it seems to me that it gapped down. And I think this look like an IPO because I do not have a data uh, before December 2020. Can somebody confirm that it is an IPO and they also don't see the data before December? Because I don't see the data before December. So I do not have the data here. Let me know if you see more data before December. It seems to me an IPO here. Uh, so it gapped down, then there was a significant support at the 25. Now it bouncing at the at the $25 support. And now it could be a good it could be a good bounce back because after many days of losing, almost $19 losing the value from the February, it is a good bounce. So I guess highly likely that we can touch the 29, which is the 50 EMA. So looks good to me, but this has to cross over 2750 because we cannot rely. Uh, just like a yesterday, if you see the blue, I think it seems to me like a blue. So see blue, if I show you that it gapped down all the way down, it bounced back, but then throughout the day it was a red. It was gapped up, but it was a red, right? So that's also possible in this stock that it bounce back, it gapped up, but might be that it's just go red whole day. So we need to careful based on the 5 minute chart. Uh, it doesn't do very well. It has a big volume came in after hours, but then downtrended. Then it gapped up and it's still in the same range of below the after market and also the below the yesterday opening. So it's not very promising at this point. But if it breaks this 2750, it can be a very promising gap and go. So I will shortlist that anyway. I will shortlist this as well as a secondary list. This looks nice to me. Only if it's move above 2750. Uh, it looks good to me. So far we have four stocks. Then we also see Neo, PLTR, Baidu. All these stocks are keep coming back. Uh, do you guys have any stocks to look? Ask me to look at it. Let me go to the gap down stocks. So finally, GME is coming down. So Oracle is coming down. It's not a nice day trading stock, but you can still get 50 cents out of that easily. So very strong negative bar of $6 is gapped down from 73 to 67. Last time it gapped up like this is no, there's never gapped up like gapped down like this. Uh, this is very strong. It must have a earning result, so there's some kind of a result here. So here, look at this. It gapped up and then it gapped down. I mean, it is sold off throughout the day. Uh, so it's highly likely that is gapping down so badly because a good company, it might, people might buy the stock. So we need to keep an eye on the resistance we have, which is going to be support on 6630. We also need to see this support, which is a 67 on the intraday, which is very interesting support. Also, we need to see this. So if it moves back up a little bit and come down again, uh, 6850, I think it could be a good idea to short, but do not short immediately in the opening for the first time when it's trying to break 6742 because it might bounce back. So we need to see how does it react to the opening, and does it maybe possible that before the even market opens, uh, this is just gonna it's just gonna break this. Then we have to uh, act accordingly that how the price action. But at this point, we can expect that it is already sold off too much. We don't want Oracle to sell off more. So Oracle could be a good breakdown uh, or the down for the downside momentum is a good stock. So let's look at the any other stock. I think IQ. So IQ is a 2% gapped up. But if you look at the 5 minutes, it doesn't have a volume. And when there is no volume, we don't know. It's gonna be a more gamble as such that what stock is gonna do. Uh, we cannot predict the stock movement without the volume, because when there is a volume, we can say there is a sentiment, there is a market who wanted to uh, there's a market participants who wanted to see the stock in the one direction. uh, Sometimes it may be manipulative as well, but most of the time it's not manipulative. It's basically an actual institutions who does it. And this is also, I think this is IQ is, I think is a somewhere somewhat affiliate either with the Baidu or Billy. I don't recall correctly, but both are gapping up. So it may be a uh, play because of the affiliate or the corporate, because they are gapping up. So IQ is also gapping up. So I'm not sure, but it doesn't have a volume, so it's very hard for us to predict the direction of the stock. Any other stock you want me to look at it? I have here CLDR for gapping down. For CLDR is losing all the levels, and it could be an interesting one. I mean, it looks good, but uh, what is the R Wolf this? So for R Wolf is 136. It's not a great R Wolf at this time. So I'm not sure why I'm asking about the R Wolf is because just to see that whether it will give us the actual range, because it's a $13 stock. So we don't want to high Odin, yeah, we don't want it to be in a situation where we just get stuck in a stock which doesn't have a good range. So at this point, the 30 minutes range is almost 83 cents. So it looks good to me. Uh, and if we see here after 8 o'clock is clearly gapping down in a one direction. So he has a downside momentum. It has a downside momentum. So I guess we can shortlist that too. So Oricon on CLDR is that for downside shortlisting. We can have the support at 13. So we do not need to short at the 13. We need to short before that. Uh, but we also wanted to is to move back a little bit up so we can play a gap and go. Uh, CS, and let's check CS. CS is 4% down, uh, but Andrew, if you look at it, there's no volume. So see, what I do, I usually just don't look at uh, the percentage. I also look at it the volume. So if you look at the volume, it's only 68,000 shares has been traded yet. So if something 68,000 is only been traded, we don't know whether it is a real one or it is just gapped down without any reason. What are the market participants who wanted to push this down? So without the volume, it's very hard for us to predict the direction. We do not have any edge then if we do not have the volume. So edge will only comes when many market participants thinking in a similar direction. If not all participants having a similar direction, then it's hard for us to make money. Let's look at the YSG. So my advice is stay away from the low volume. So this one is looks good. So see YSG is 6%, but you can see clearly the difference is it has a good volume. The momentum is almost 330,000 shares has been traded, and is just making lower lows and higher highs. So it's really a good. Now the question is that how far it can go, and it's looked to me that this is also an IPO which is losing uh, the initial support. So it can be an interesting one. If it's lose this support, which is he got it and already tested multiple times, one, two, three, four, is already tested 4 times. So under $15, it can be a very big momentum. um, we can get it. I think it just looks good to me, but just make sure that do not. I don't like playing on the breaking down on the very strong supports, right? Because then it easily crack and then bounce back. So it's a high risk, high reward strategy. But if it bounce back and you see the level two, you have a you have the other indicators in your way, then definitely I guess this is going to be an interesting one. So we for now we can shortlist the YSG as well. So Oracle, CLDR and YSG, AAL. Let's look at the then R. Let's look at the AAL and also an RCL now, because AL is 1% up, so I'm not sure that do we would we going to say this is breaking down. It might be a 1 minute just because of the market. SPY has moved down a bit. I don't know what SPY is doing at this time, but maybe the market reaction. Let's look at the RCL. So RCL does not have a volume, and RCL is also gapped up 1%. So I think it seems like that all the travel stocks are gapping up. Yeah, so I wouldn't say these are breaking down. Uh, oh, you means breaking resistance? Yeah, so I think you're right. It might be that it may make a new highs. Yeah. So let's look at the UAL. It 1%. Yeah. Almost 85,000. It doesn't have the big volume. It might be they're gapping up because of the market. So, but you can definitely shortlist these stocks. I don't like these stocks, but you can definitely shortlist and see if a volume comes in and you get the new good formation, you can definitely trade. Uh, I don't know. I never like UAL, AAL. The these are seems to me are very choppy stocks, and uh, one way or other is always chop me out. So especially I stay away from AAL. UAL still have a good ATR to give you a good move, but AAL is a third class stock. I mean, I don't like it. So yeah, so far what we have identified, uh, let's look back again. For Oracle, CLDR, YSG for gapping down, and for gapping up, we have FCEL, we have JD, we have uh, we have what was the other one we have looked at it? SKLZ, and of course you guys can keep the the EV company stock, which is Neo, XPAV, LI. These are in play. I will put in these are in the secondary list because I don't like to trade every day the same stock. It just mess up my psychology. But if I find a nice move, then I will take it. If you guys want, we can do a leveling for that as well. Do you want me to do a level for Neo? Just write it down and I can do some levels for Neo. Okay, so let's look at the Neo. So Neo is 2.4 million volume. Nice. It is still underneath of the yesterday high. So this doesn't look very promising for the gap and go strategy. Um, but it has a nice momentum, but it couldn't break even the pre-market high, which is on the 44.36. So it's having a great resistance on the 44. So be very careful going on opening range for over 44. But clearly have a support here at the 43. Currently traded over the VWAP, have a close to the resistance. So it might pull back and maybe we give us some good opening. Another support you can have this is the 42. Uh, so if it breaks this level 42 in the opening range, then it might be is a fake gap up, and that's why I don't like it. The certain stocks which are very active every day, it is highly manipulative and give you a fake gap ups because it is coming more often than usual. Let's look at the TUP. TUP is only 0.15% and there's no volume. And you were saying for continuation play. So yesterday it was gap down, but it was significantly gap down, uh, almost $10, which is very big. So we don't know that whether it's going to consolidate today, right? Because it bounced back from the low, is more than 50% it's bounced back. So total yesterday range was the $4, and it came back almost $2.8. So almost more than 50% it gapped up from the low of the yesterday. So I'm not sure uh, that it will have a continuation. It might just consolidate it, or may you never know. It might just gap up because look at the volume. Is the climax volume is almost 7.2 million shares traded, uh, which is which is too much, right? So you never know what it's going to do. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not very certain that whether it is going to give you a continuation play or it's just going to chop around. Because look at this, it's almost more than 50% it uh, came back up from the low of yesterday. Yeah. So any other stock you guys wanna? You're right, maybe 100 to 200 moving average is a magnet. You're right. So any other stock you guys want me to look at it? If not, then we'll just end our stream now. BA. So BA is 2% up. Daily looks really good. It's making cup and handle, and uh, 250 was always a strong resistance. So it looks good. It looks good, I guess. Yeah, BA looks good, but now BA is technical stock, and sometime it just give you a hard time uh, uh, making you money. It's easier to lose money in BA, but harder to make money in BA. That's what I realized that. Uh, Only on the certain occasions BA give you a clean move. Otherwise, uh, you're gonna give you chop round. But this is a very strong level. We can have the gap and go despite it is only 2% up, but very strong level at 250. So if we can mark the 249 uh, 249 as a support here, and if it's give us some great opening as a go gap and go over 250, I think it can be a very good play. So we can definitely look at the Amir. Yeah, we did look at the CLDR, and CLDR is in our gapping down play. I will just show you quickly so you can take the levels. So CLDR, we mapped it. There's a two levels we marked it at the 13 and then 13 uh, 85. And yeah, so that's all we have. So FCL, JD, SKLS for gapping up, uh, YSG, CLDR, and Oracle are for gapping down. Neo, Lee, and XPath you can put as a side, secondary or third list. If give you a chance, I'm gonna look at it as a third list. If I don't find anything in the opening, then maybe I can look at it that way. So thank you guys. Really appreciate your feedback. Uh, you know, I'm glad to hear that you like those videos. It's just you're saying that gonna take time to get the views. Yeah, I would really appreciate. Give me thumbs up and spread the words about this channel, so we can have a greater viewership. That is what I'm looking at it on my videos and on the pre-market. But yeah, in any way, if you think that I can improve the recaps or other things which you would like to see, give me a feedback and I will try to incorporate into our other videos. Before we end, those who have not given me thumbs up, feel free to. Uh, uh, I would really appreciate if you guys give me a thumbs up. And any other questions before we hang up? Yeah, everyone go green. Yeah, hopefully we're gonna have a great day. Yeah, and I would advise, some of you guys have a yesterday has a big red days, 8 hours and 7 hours. I would advise, I will make a video about you to make how to journal, because journaling will help you to realize that why you are making these losses. So be very careful why you are making those losses. And today, what those who have a big red day yesterday, what you guys need to do, only try to look for your A setups, good entries. And if you had a one red trade, then take some time off, I mean 10-15 minutes of break. Do not jump immediately for your next trade, because you already had the big red day yesterday. It gonna screw up your mindset, screw up your psychology. So do not go, in a revenge mode if you had your first red trade today, right? So you need to build up your conviction again. And how you can build your kind of confidence and conviction is either you take smaller share, and if you have one more red trade, take a break a little bit and see that why again it was red, and maybe try to give a wider stop losses for yourself, so you not and then smaller share size and wider stop losses, so you not get chopped around uh, on the day when the market is not very clear. Okay, hope you guys have enjoyed it, and let's circle back tomorrow and give me your feedback. Thank you. Bye bye.